Girl, did y'all see the fuckery that went on down on the have and have nots tonight? I know I'm being lazy. Shit, I could be on camera, but I don't feel like it. Y'all know how we do it over here. Leave me some topics for Fuck Shit Friday. I'll try to make that a long on camera video, if you will. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do for y'all. But for right now, child, let's talk a little bit about what went on down to the have and have nots over in Georgia tonight. Can we? Now, I didn't come through and holler at y'all last week, so I'm going to give you a little touch of what went on last week. Now, last week we know that the artesian is under investigation for a possible prostitution ring, and that Jim is under investigation as well because he been laying with one of the tricks, right? We also learned that Justin got suspended last week for trying to get Wyatt to suck him off for drugs. Jim walked in, busted everything. We also know that Veronica did recognize Justin's truck last week, so it's going to be a little hell to pay soon for him. We also saw that Catherine slept with the manager over at the Artesian, the one that's got illusions of grandeur, grandiose of him and her getting married one day. You know, he in his head thinking that he gonna be able to give her some whip appeal and she gonna get digmatized. We also saw last week that Veronica wind up in David's house for reasons unknown, and Jeffrey came there to get him a little rest, and she tried to give him a little diatribe about all she ever wanted was to have a voice, because she had let David lead in her 20s and 30s, and around about the time she got to her 40s, she no longer felt like she needed to be the quiet, subservient wife. She simply wanted to have a voice, and her question was, why is it that black men can't handle a strong black woman? To which he replied, bitch, you the what's wrong with my daddy. He bought this house for you after you tried to burn him up in the house, but because you kept pushing him, he ended up sleeping with Maggie Day and then subsequently hooking up with Erica, and we see what you have done to him. See, a man don't have a problem with a strong-minded voice, a strong-minded black woman with a voice, long as she's stable. Key word, stable. Child, she couldn't take that. So that brings us to this. Oh yeah, and let us not forget last scene of last week when old Candace decided to go over there and visit with her mama with all of the demons that live inside of her with her, and because Hannah is saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost, she was able to see past the bullshit. Yes, she was. Yes, she was. She called them out. Come out, demon. How many of you are in there? And all Candace could say is, if you want to keep having nights like you had the night before, keep playing with me by my money. Which leads us to this episode tonight, entitled Three's a Crowd, okay? This is the 25th episode of the season, and I'm trying to figure out what the hell is Tyler doing. Okay? I know we got about 3 or 4 more episodes for the finale. We need the finale. And if Loving You Is Wrong coming back, I sure hope so. A lot of people can't deal with Tyler's style. And I know after so long, it do make you kind of tired because he act like he's still doing stage plays, but the brother is a work in progress, and he's been a blessing to other other black people in doing what it is that he do. So I don't have no problem with Tyler, and I'm gonna rock with him until the wheels fall off, because you don't never go against your hometown hero. And with that being said, let's talk about what went on the have and have nots tonight. We had Catherine and old boy, I can't remember his name. Drop it down in the panties. What that boy name is that she's sleeping with? Child, they done had them some good old sex, and she let him know that they can play, but they gonna play at her pace, and when it's over, it's over. Child, he really think that young peen going to change something in Katie, and he can manipulate her into actually being inside her home, her bed, her and her bank account. Boy, okay. Now, she a little slow sometimes, but I don't see her being that slow. Child, Katie in her prime, she just not learned what real vagina power is, and she'll be a fool if she allow you to bamboozle her for so long, okay? So walk like pimping. She might not be as slow as you think. She is slow sometimes, but she ain't dumb, okay? Now, Catherine, don't get stigmatized. It ain't worth it, sister. It ain't worth it. Now, child, she getting up, getting dressed to leave and whatnots, and he laying it on think about how beautiful she is, and then she notices that her 10-carat earring missing. So they go to looking for it, and when they move the nightstand, she's disgusted about how unclean that hotel seems to be being kept, and she questions him, what we gonna do about this, because I can't have this. Well, he finds her ring, tell her that, I'm going to get it clean because she wasn't putting it back in her ear. But she disturbed about how this hotel looks. See, I charge people over here. And if they going to lay up in here, it needs to be clean. He said we have had a problem with, the housekeeping staff as far as being able to get adequate leadership for these people so that they will be on the job. She tell him, let's handle that situation, because she ain't feeling how the hotel looking right now. So she gets ready to leave, child, okay? And when she leaves, Hannah is calling her, telling her, girl, I'm running a little late. Catherine said, that's fine. I'm not at home anyway. I'm over at the Artesian. And she informs her, girl, I'm a major shareholder. Basically, I own this. And look, I was thinking, Hannah, it was on my mind, girl. We're having some problems over here at the Artesian as far as the housekeeping. It's kind of lacking and whatnot. And I was wondering, would you be interested in possibly coming over here on a managerial basis and kind of whipping everything together for me? And, of course, Hannah is interested in that because there's extra money in her pocket. And she tell her, look, I'm going to go on and handle this with Benny down to the bank, but I'm going to get back with you, okay? I'll see you later. As she hangs up with Hannah, Candace gets off the elevator, and of course, her and Catherine exchange words. Hello, Nine. Hello, Beast. Catherine let her know she owns the hotel and can put her ass out at any time. Catherine also says that she knows Candace is prostituting out of the hotel, and Candace said, oh, no, girl, I done moved on up. I'm like Louise and George Jefferson, bitch. I'm into blackmailing now, and, as a matter of fact, your husband was one of my biggest schemes. Katie told her, you sitting there laughing, thinking it's a big joke, you being snide, you being coy, but your day coming. And Candace said she'll be waiting, and she walked off. And Katie was livid. You could tell she hates Candace from deep, deep inside. So if I was Candy Cane, I'd walk like, because you've been doing a little bit merch lately, my love. You have. Now down to the hospital, Jeffrey comes to see David, and of course Madison greets him, saying that David seems to be in good spirits this morning. Madison offered Jeffrey to have coffee with him, to which Jeffrey agreed and said that I'll be ready once I go in and see my dad. So he goes in to see David, and David is sitting up today, and he want to know, son, how bad does my back really look? Jeffrey tried to lie at first, but David ain't no fool. Jeffrey wound up saying it is pretty bad. David said, yeah, I figured as much. Then David asked Jeffrey to go to the house and look through some of Erica's things and see if you can find any contact references in her things so that he can contact her family of her death. And, of course, Jeffrey agreed to do so. Then David says that he talked to the FBI, and he did tell them that Veronica was the cause of the explosion, but he doubts anything will ever come of it because Veronica is very smart and she's very shrewd. Jeffrey wants Veronica to go to jail so that they can be rid of her. But David warns him that, son, her reach is way bigger than her going to jail. If you think her going to jail means she's gone, don't think like that. Jeffrey don't give a damn. He just want her ding dong, the witch is dead, okay? Then they discuss Madison. David said, Madison told me that he went to school with you. Seemed like he a nice boy. David said he think Madison like Jeffrey. And Jeffrey then realizes, maybe this is why he asked me for coffee. David said, maybe. Perhaps you should go. Considering what you already been dealing with, it'd be nice to have somebody sane and somebody that can really be there for you, as we go through what we go through. So he telling Jeffrey, go and have coffee with that boy, and Jeffrey agreed to go ahead and do that, right? Now, Benny finally done woke up, and he don't know if he wants to give all the money back to the Criers. Hannah say, boy, look, I'm not finna do this with you. That's not our money, and we giving them people back their money. She said he will not end up like Candace and tells Bennett, you know she came over here last night trying to convince me not to give the money back. She said someone gonna hurt her. Hannah don't believe none of that. And she tells him, you know, Candace probably sent that dude over here to rob me in the first place. And Bennett looking at her like, well, wait a minute, how you know? Hannah said, I don't know, I just feel it. And tells him, stop procrastinating, boy. It's time for us to go do the right thing. Now, y'all see helpful Derek checking the gas to make sure she got gas in her car. He, you know, waiting at her house while she go down to the banks for the cops to come and finish checking out Hannah's crime scene kitchen. I don't trust you, Derek. Who sent you? I just don't. It's something about you in my spirit. It ain't just the fact that you got dealings with Veronica. It's the fact that something about you that just don't sit well with a player like me. So I want to know, what's your story? Who sent you? Why you here? Ladies, you have to always be careful. When a situation seems too good to be true, 9 times out of 10, it probably is, girl. Now, let's go back down to the hospital, because Jeffrey and Madison is laughing and enjoying each other's company as they getting prepared to sit down and have breakfast and coffee. Madison is complimenting Jeffrey. Oh, you have a beautiful smile. Jeffrey realized Madison flirting, and he all right with it. Madison said, you know, I always wanted to get to know you and hang out. And I just wish it wouldn't have been under these circumstances, but I'm glad I finally got to be around you. He then asked Jeffrey if he'd like to go out to the movies, and Jeffrey was somewhat apprehensive. Madison asked, is it because of this investigation? He goes on to tell him that Justin told him that Jeffrey was under investigation, and Jeffrey quickly tells him, man, I'm not under no investigation. So Madison asks, well, why did Justin tell him that? Is he like your lover? And by the way, Jeffrey was asking, Madison knew that at 9 times out of 10, yeah, they done had some dealings with each other. And just as they talking about the devil showed up. Justin comes in there looking like he done caught something. And it's clear that he not feeling the fact that Justin and Madison is sitting there having them a little breakfast, right? So he sits down and tells Madison, I've been calling you. Madison looked at him like, who, me? Oh, I don't think I got that call. He checks his phone. Is this your number? Justin said, yes, that's my number. He said, oh, well, see, the bad thing about it is I don't answer unknown numbers. Yeah. So, at that point, Jeffrey say he going back to see David. And asked Justin, you coming? No, I'm sitting here. Madison knew if I stay sitting here, he going to sit here and he going to harass me. So, my break is over. So I'm out of here, too. Both of them left his dumb ass sitting there. I'm telling you, that boy got illusions of being with Jeffrey that Jeffrey simply don't want, and Jeffrey gonna wind up hurting him. We all think that because Justin is openly crazy, Jeffrey should be careful. But see, remember, you gotta be careful of quiet crazy. No matter how bad Veronica is, and he tried not to deal with her, Jeffrey is supposedly a byproduct of of David and Veronica, meaning that he got a little crazy in him as well. And remember, it was just a couple of seasons ago that he put a steak knife into his own mama's chest. Luckily, she had some booby pads up in there, because if not, if them implants weren't there, he would have messed her up real bad. So we got to be careful about that type of thing, okay? Now, Veronica dirty ass is sitting up at home with old boy who did the explosion for her, and now he's playing pool ball because she know that the FBI probably has her under strict surveillance because they had already been by. But this don't stop Evelyn for deciding that she wants to have old boy check out RK down to the bartender down to the artesian and eventually kill him. But see, we're not going to kill him all at once. My son, he's going to befriend my son. And once he befriend my son, I want you to fix the situation up to where it looks as if my son killed him. And old boy is shocked, like, you really want to send your son to jail? She said it ain't about sending him to jail. It's about him being a man and doing what a man supposed to do. Remember, in the book of her mind, he is an abomination to the nation because he's not living his life the way she want him to. Because he's a gay black male, it's a problem for her, and she trying to make him go straight, okay? intimidate and manipulate him into being straight. And this is a part of her plan. At the same time, she done set this up with old boy to basically have RK dumbass killed. Didn't Candace tell him you don't want to mess with Veronica? But we gonna see. RK ain't slow either. But that's the plan. She also had this female come by here that has this organization. She apparently made this large donation, and this woman houses some type of females. I don't know what is going on with these females because I didn't pay that much attention, but it is some young females, and Veronica wooing this woman. She even goes as far as to tell, oh girl, maybe we can have one of the young ladies come live here with me and my son, and I can assist with some college. So she again is going to do it all over again. She finna try to buy him another female and make Jeffrey be with the girl. In return, she's going to get the murder charges that she's gonna pin on him, off of him, if he gets with this girl. You can see the writing on the wall, girl. I just don't think it's gonna turn out the way she wants to. Besides, Jeffrey don't even live with her, so she plotting and scheming. But watch how this may turn out for her. Because if it don't, Tyler, this is going to become very, very unrealistic, and you'll lose people because they already talk shit. Silently still watch your ass, but talk shit about the writing style. At some point, I'm not saying Veronica has to die, but she does need to take accountability and suffer some to where we all can see it to make this seem real. Okay? Now, over at Catherine's, Wyatt is irritated because his security is on his heels, honey. Jim don't give a damn. He waiting on a call from the bank, and he ain't paying him no mind. That fool walking around his room, unable to go anywhere, and then he decides, let me call Jeffrey. He upset he locked up like a criminal, and Jeffrey feels that might be the best thing for you right now. They then move on into talking about Justin, and Jeffrey asks if Justin touched Wyatt sexually. Wyatt said no. Jeffrey said, well, Justin said that Wyatt offered sex, and Wyatt like, no the hell I didn't, and warns Jeffrey, you need to stay away from that lunatic for real, for real. Now, Jeffrey say he know, but, Child, Wyatt had no idea what David was even in the hospital, and was surprised to hear that, a car exploded with him in it. Then he comes to the idea he want to visit David, a.k.a. a reason for him to get out of that house and get around some drugs and maybe slip away from these henchmen because he's about to start fuming again. It's on him. We can see it. Jeffrey said that he didn't feel like that was a good idea. Jim saw through the bullshit as well, even though Catherine sitting her slow ass down there talking about she thinks it's a good idea for Wyatt to go see David over at the hospital because he been locked up for hours. See, Katie, one minute you want to get your son together, but then the next minute you want to be stupid. You don't trust no crackhead because they never going to tell you the truth. A crackhead going to say whatever it is they got to say to get you out of your element or to get out of the element that you placed their ass in for their own safety. They don't want that. They want their crack. You're going to have to get your strong woman up when it comes to your son. Now, you were strong enough to go put him in jail, but now you want to let him out. Did you forget, like Jim told you, the Malones are after his ass. And then he asked Wyatt, you know that dude that was in that cell with you ready to kill you was a Malone? He vetoes the idea of the boy going over there to the hospital, so of course he pissed off, and Catherine talking about it's only gonna be so long that you're gonna be able to keep him locked up here. Jim ain't trying to hear none of that shit. He won't talk about why it's 2:00 and the bank ain't called yet. Catherine say Hannah is a woman of her word and she gonna do what she said. So let's go over to the bank and see what's going on. Hannah then gave the lady the correct account number, and now her and Benny, it's time to show ID so they can transfer the money. Benny tried lying, saying that he forgot his ID, but Hannah ain't playing with him. He's sitting in there on some bullshit, and Hannah warns him, we giving these people this money back because it's not ours. Now, the lady that was over the account that was going to do the transfer, she get up and leave the room a minute to go get some paperwork, and it allows Benny and Hannah to have a little conversation. And basically, Hannah telling Benny that that money ain't going to last no long time for us. You sitting there talking about it'll last a lifetime, but it won't. It won't even last us a good 5 years because it's ill-gotten. And she gave him a Bible scripture, and he told her that she needed to lay off them Bible verses, and she warned him, watch your damn mouth. Then, for some reason unknown, Candace shows up at the bank and the lady lets her in. And you see Benny being coerced with his slow stuff. I told you, a big pretty mall with no shoppers. Candace sitting there telling him we can split it halfway down the middle. Hannah said, but I thought somebody wanted to kill you behind the money. I can give him $4 million. Think about it, Benny. You'll have your toy yard you've always wanted to have. Hannah on the other side of him saying, Benjamin, do not listen to this demon. She gonna have you in a world of trouble. She has done it before. She will do it again. Meanwhile, Benny's sitting there like a deer in headlights, not knowing, I just don't know what to do. Just dumb. So she basically has put it in his head that maybe we shouldn't give all this money back. And she leaves. Lady comes back. She tells him, let's sign the paperwork. Hannah done signed it, but Benny procrastinating. I say he ain't going to want to sign this paperwork because he's sitting here telling her before the lady came back in that he grown, and at some point he going to have to do what's right for him. And Hannah told him signing that transfer is the right thing to do because that's not our money. Now, Candace done went back to the hotel, and child, when she come in her hotel room, she's able to tell immediately somebody in there, and guess who in there? Charles Obama Jr., honey. He's sitting in there waiting. Now, next week, it looks like Benny didn't sign them papers, and it's finna cause a problem for Hannah because Jim already be talking to her crazy, but now he putting her off the land. And she upset because she ain't had nothing to do with none of this. She just trying to do the right thing, but her money-hungry kids keep her in the middle of mess. And we see that Charles Obama is back for Candace, child. I don't know what his fascination is with her. At this point, I wish he would take her and sweep her on off. If you can clean her up, baby, clean her up and let her go be first lady so she can wreak havoc on somebody else's life. Because I know her mama tired of her. But I knew Benny was going to pussy out. And pussy not going to end him in a whole lot of trouble. Plus, Mama Rose and them want the interest on their money. He gave back what they gave him, but they still want the interest. So he's probably going to not sign them papers so he can have some money to pay back the interest and all. But at the end of the day, you don't never win when you play dirty. And Candace is playing a dirty game. She going to lose. We thought she lost when she lost her child. But she ain't going to stop until she lose ultimately. That's it. That's all, y'all. I came through and tried to give y'all as thorough review as I possibly can. I hope you enjoyed this review. Please start submitting your ideas for topics now. And you can do it all the way up until Thursday night for Fuck Shit Friday. I will be back with that this week. I will be on camera with that segment this week. And we going to keep it rolling like that. I don't know. I'll probably come on camera tomorrow night for Black Ink Crew, too, because I haven't talked about that since week before last, and I got some shit to say. So, that's it. That's all. Remember, the depth of your struggle will determine the height of your success. In the meantime, in between time, please remember to rate the video. Ratings get me recognized on these YouTube streets. Comment down in the panty section if you're still a watcher of the have and have-nots. Let me know your thoughts on and opinions on tonight's episode and what you think is going to happen in the next few episodes leading up to the season finale. Subscribe to the channel for the free 99. And become a love thing, child. And once you subscribe, do not forget to hit your notification bell button so that each and every time that I'm either down here dropping a video or I go live, you will be notified that I'm live or got a video going on, and you can come over and holler at a player, talk to a pimp. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? All right, y'all, I'm out. Have a great remainder to your Tuesday. I'll see you tomorrow night for Black Ink Crew. Tomorrow night. Black Ink Crew, Greenleaf. I watch Empire, but I don't review it. So, yeah. See y'all tomorrow. Peace.